Good morning, Tony Reisdorf here. I'm going to read the minutes from the last meeting that we had. Last meeting was at Teamsters Local 337 on Sunday, February 16th of 2020. The meeting was called to order by President Lintz at 9:15 a.m. at the location of 2700 Trumbull Avenue, Detroit, Michigan. Pledge of Allegiance cited by Vice President and the membership. 92 in attendance, including members, guests, and speakers. Roll call of officers and agents by Recording Secretary Reisdorf. Secretary Treasurer Young excused. Recording Secretary Reisdorf stated that this is a quorum. Reading of the membership minutes of January 19th, 2019 by Recording Secretary Reisdorf. Motion to accept the above referenced minutes made by Jim Chandler. Seconded by Mark Voss. Motion accepted unanimously. Financial report by Vice President Parnello that the trustees have examined and approved the books for the month of January. 18 reinstatements issued for the month of January to date, and the locals operating in the black. Motion made by Andre Buffalini to accept the financial reports. Seconded by Jeff Reif. Motion accepted unanimously. Trustee Lee stated that the books have been examined and approved for January. Vice President Parnello reported that negotiations with Earl Smith are ongoing. Insurance is going to be an issue. Northville Downs is the only track left in Michigan. The casinos do not want them to have any slot machines. Organizing, Midwest Fright Vote is on Thursday. Pace is starting to heat up. We're getting ready to file. Movie meeting after general membership. It will be an informational meeting only. Attorney Kevin O'Neill has been working on the new rules along with the executive board and the IBT. We are tightening up the rules. Frank Morrell has been a great help. We have one series filming in town. Flint also has a movie. The local has been spending money to get movies rolling again in Michigan. Recording Secretary Reisdorf reminded everyone to sign up new members. FMLA problems, you need to fill out paperwork and get it in on time. President Lintz has taken over, since taking over the local, it has been seamless and he is doing a great job. President Lintz and I have been working on Pepsi Detroit negotiations. Pepsi Hall is adding a third shift in production. They are in a big hurry to get the language done. They are hiring people because the Gatorade line is much bigger than expected. Coke, the number of write-ups has slowed down. 7-Up has been good for the moment. Please remember that gripes are not grievances. Your stewards can help you determine what's a gripe and what's a grievance. Trustee Agent Jeff Lee reported Alpha Bakery has grown to 30 members. The contract is ready to vote. Armor Eckrick sells to Dollar General and they insist on third-party delivery. Beambo and HP products are upcoming. McKesson contracts should be ready soon. Cintas negotiations are ongoing. Bunzel has purchased another company. We will be getting 20 new members from it. Penske is having pay and shift change issues. We have set up a meeting with the company to try and iron things out. Trustee Hughes reported that the organizing campaign pace is coming along. Negotiations going with Radio Distribution and Aramark Wayne State. Cadillac Products, we have settlement of arbitration and the seniority issue has been resolved. Sun Valley has put cameras in the locker rooms and they have been removed for the moment. Better Made, we are having language issues. The company has not been following the contract correctly. Also have a Sherwood arbitration coming up and Verndale termination grievance meeting coming up. Trustee Denzer reported that at Cisco we have 3 arbitrations coming up. Sigma meeting set for this week. The big issue is insurance. We had a strike vote that passed and we will enforce along with Local 284 if we have to. U.S. Foods negotiations are ongoing. Thank you to all the stewards for the support and hard work. President Lintz reported we are very responsible with the money. Our membership count is up and we all work hard. Great Lakes Wine and Spirits, a 19-year employee, lost his job due to FMLA issues. RNDC is getting bigger, hired 15 people and looking to hire 15 more. I do not like tier contracts. We are trying to get rid of them in the contracts that we negotiate. At Sigma, we agreed to sit down one more time with the company to see if we can get the insurance issues worked out. If we can't, we will strike. Motion made by Jim Chandler to approve 3 $1,000 and 4 $500 scholarships for college trade schools per year. Seconded by Mark Voss. Motion accepted unanimously. Motion made by John Doyen to approve a spring newsletter, seconded by Vic Venegas. Motion accepted unanimously. President Lintz thanked the members from Port Huron for coming. Motion to adjourn the meeting made by Mark Voss at 10:10 a.m., seconded by Jeff Reif. Motion carried unanimously. Respectfully submitted, Tony Reisdorf, Recording Secretary, Teamsters Local 337.
Good afternoon, Teamster members. My name is Jim Parnello. I'm Vice President of Teamsters Local 337. In these trying times, Local 337 is still doing great with the membership and also with our roles as business agents at Local 337. With the leadership of Todd Lentz, we are continuously organizing and taking care of our everyday necessary contracts that we have in place. For example, myself, I have deal with pipeline and construction. We have a Kiewit company up in East China that is construction that is continuously working and has another year or year and a half of the project. The Saginaw Trail pipeline has came to an end for this year, which we actually had a fatality with one of our members, Craig Kirshner, which we are very saddened to hear that he was killed out on the job. Moving forward, we still have a lot of issues that we are still looking into and resolving. My report is I have 2 contracts that are open. Earl Smith, they're a beer distributor out of Port Huron, Michigan, and also Northville Downs Racetrack, which is the only live racetrack in Michigan. We have that contract still open as of today. We are doing organizing as this pandemic continues on. We have had a organizing campaign that started in March that was delayed until August, and the results were in and we lost on pace. But we are doing internal organizing, which was Frito-Lay. We have been doing a lot with them, and AJM. We also finally finished Sigma. We organized them. We had to take them on strike and ended up getting a contract that was ratified by the membership. A couple of other issues that I have going on in my area is the closing of Heartland Steel in Marlette. There's been a grievance that has been filed and that is going through the arbitration procedure. Also with UPS, at one point when the pandemic hit, UPS was looking at laying off, and actually it went to reverse, where the guys ended up working 60 hours a week. UPS also did a mandated face mask wearing. Also inside the building, they also had face masks or face shields that they had to wear. During the pandemic, the company violated the 9/5 grievance was filed on behalf of the members at Port Huron Center that was violated, and to report today, the company has settled all 9/5 grievances with Local 337 to the tune of $23,000. Last but not least, our longtime steward Jerry from Smith Distributing with 40 years has retired as steward. His son was appointed and has been elected to take over the steward position at Smith Distributing. All in all, hopefully this year will end out good for the rest of the Teamsters, and that we will also look forward to 2021 with organizing and moving the local forward. Thank you and have a great day.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Alex Young, Secretary-Treasurer of Teamsters Local 337. I'm going to start out by doing the Secretary-Treasurer's report, and I will follow it with the Business Agent's report. The trustees have examined the books and approved the books through the end of July of 2020. The pandemic has wreaked havoc in so many ways, but our local treasury at 337 has survived well. We are fortunate that our membership consists mostly of essential workers. So as we enter the fourth quarter of 2020, our finances are very strong. Our total net assets are well over $1 million. The trustees, along with the rest of the executive board, work hard to protect our membership's money. I am hopeful that there is no second wave of COVID-19 and that we get back to normal as soon as possible. The inability for us to gather as groups is very difficult. Zoom meetings and conference calls are unsatisfactory ways to conduct grievances and to conduct negotiations. Even this video, which is necessary, is a very poor way for us to communicate with our members. So my agent report. I'll start out with Frito-Lay. Frito-Lay, the contract expired last September of 2019. Due to the pandemic, we have not had any negotiations since March of this year. We currently have an extension that goes through September 26th. And we are doing extensions on 60-day basis as we go forward. Obviously, there's been a lot of issues at Frito-Lay due to COVID-19. In any given week, there are 11 to 28 downed routes because of people who need to be off of work. At Penske, which is Kroger's warehouse, we have one open grievance regarding the elimination of the sanitation department. The company has taken the position that they have a right to outsource these jobs. Jeff and I are attempting to work a solution out before we end up in front of an arbitrator. Last week, we had a step 3 meeting over this topic, and we are working our way towards having a meeting to try to resolve this issue as soon as possible. Obviously, at Penske's warehouse, there's also been a lot of issues that are the result of COVID-19. Currently, there are 60 people that are off due to COVID leave. At Avis Rent-A-Car, which is at the airport, as everybody knows, travel is way down, and Avis at the airport has been hit extremely hard. Currently, we have one arbitration case that's pending over a wrongful discharge. We have another situation that has arisen lately that is a discharge of a high seniority employee, and we met today to try to work this situation out and return this individual to work. We are waiting for the company's decision. At Airmark Refreshment, there was a big grievance that was just handled and was resolved. It was over an attendance policy that did not exist, and we have now negotiated a satisfactory attendance policy for all the workers at Airmark Refreshment. There also was recently a payroll discrepancy where they were improperly paying folks. We have taken care of that issue, and it is my understanding that they are all going to be paid within the next week or so. AVI vending the Detroit contract. Negotiations are to begin very, very soon, within the next couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago, we had our proposal meeting, met with the members, and we are prepared to go forward with negotiations. Continental Dining, it's the food service workers that we represent at the GM Orion plant. Last month, we ratified a contract where they got significant increases in wages, and they maintained their health care at no additional cost to the employee. Summit. Summit is a company where we represent the food service workers at the Wayne County jails, and with the help of IBT trustee Kevin Moore, Bill Black, a representative of Teamsters Joint Council 43, and a few other connections that we have, we were able to protect our workforce and keep them working. We were in a situation where a non-union, anti-union group called Trinity out of Florida was set to take over these accounts. They have lost the bid, and our workers are currently protected. At Total Vending, negotiations are ongoing. The contract expired in May, and we are waiting for a response right now from our last proposal from the company. Allside Building, the contract expires in December. I met with the group this morning. We are getting prepared for negotiations and looking forward to getting a new contract there. Lastly, I just want to say, if you know anyone who is seeking employment, please reach out to our local. There are many of our employers that are looking for good candidates. Penske, Frito-Lay, and Airmark Refreshment have all been hiring people throughout this pandemic. So if you are aware of any good candidates, please reach out to your business agent and let them know. Thank you very much, and everybody stay safe.
I'm going to give my reports. The soft drink industry has been extremely busy through the pandemic. Most companies have been operating at about 130% volume prior to this pandemic. Lots of people working very hard out there, and we're very thankful and appreciative of our first and frontline members out there getting the job done, making sure people can enjoy the soft drinks that they need. Happy to report that the Pepsi Detroit contract has been ratified. Very proud of how the bargaining committee delivered on that contract. Lots to talk about there. Insurance we were able to keep the same great Teamsters insurance that the membership loves out there, as well as take care of some issues with the two-tier pay system. Out at Pepsi Howell, that contract is up this February. We're preparing for those negotiations right now. I'll be out this week at Pepsi Howell to take in the proposals from the membership, as well as to conduct a steward election. The stewards have been working hard out there. For a minute, management was trying to do our work, and I'm very proud that our stewards had stepped up and told management this is not going to happen anymore, and through the grievance procedure we've been able to stop them and actually get some people paid out for them doing our work. Dr. Pepper Keurig, volume is up there too. They've really experienced some good sales through the pandemic. They've also done an excellent job at keeping PPE supplies and keeping our membership safe at Dr. Pepper Keurig. They fog the warehouse once a week. They clean the tractors every single night. People are provided masks, hand sanitizer, and anything else they need to safely complete their jobs. Out at Everfresh, I'm sad to report, but last month we had member Patrick Newman passed away on the job. Our thoughts go out to him and his family. Very sad, tragic incident. Just a reminder out there for everybody to just be as safe as you can at work. You know, the goal is to return back home in the same condition when you left that morning, when you left your family or your house. So just take the extra time to be safe out there. Also had a return to work too from a terminated employee out there that we were happy to get her job back. Fago, unfortunately through the pandemic we suffered many positive tests of COVID. I would say that Fago was hit the hardest out of all my companies as far as positive test results. At one point we had a lot of the drivers that tested positive at the same time. Happy to report though that everybody has recovered and healed from those who did test positive. For the most part, everybody was asymptomatic that did get it. The issues that Fagos are having right now is to recoup from all those positive tests. They're currently about 10 days behind schedule on delivery. They're also seeking to hire drivers, so if anybody's looking for employment, please reach out to the local or send an application in. Thank you very much. Remember, the first most important thing is to sign members up day one. Best way to take care of that, get it out of the way. Everybody be safe and be good out there. Thank you.
Hello everyone, Jeff Lee here, business agent, trustee, local 337. It's unfortunate in these crazy times we have to get together like this through technology with meetings and keeping the membership informed, but these are the times we're in right now, so it's for the best. It's for the health and safety of our membership. So again, it's unfortunate, but it is for the best right now, but we still want to get in front of our membership and keep you up to date on what's going on here at the local. I have a saying, I heard it, I won't pawn it on as my own, but every hour is a new day, and that seems about right during COVID here. So a lot of stuff comes up pretty much every day, something new, whether, started off with the safety, obviously, at our locations, in our barns. We had sent out, we worked close with the IBT and sent out questionnaires and standards for our companies that we require them to meet for the safety of our members. Each one of our companies, and mine in particular, answered back, so I have it all documented that they're following safety protocols for COVID, and ones that were kind of not as solid, or ones that issues came up, we have addressed those in the meantime. So again, right now it's business as usual, but still again following all the safety protocols that we require, that CDC requires, and everything like that. So it's a day-to-day issue for sure, but we're making sure our companies are staying on top of it and that our members are safe out there working. If our members are working, we're working. That's the way it is. So pretty much 100% of our workers are essential workers. So that's we take pride in that, and I know you all do as well. So we thank you, and we're here for you to support you, and so you can put a good day's work in for a good day's pay and make it home to your families. And we appreciate everything you guys do, and girls. So since the last time we talked, kind of all the same with myself is contracts. Right, when we get good contracts for the members, membership stays strong, and we have that leverage at the table next time around. So last time we talked, got a good contract for Aramark uniform in Wixom. Cintas and G&K. Cintas bought out G&K uniform, and we had to combine those two contracts into one. Long process. We were able to get that done, and got a very good contract out of it. Almost 100% voted yes for it. McKesson was also complete. Got a good contract for that group, and we were happy to see that. So since COVID started, some contract talks have been on hold. Just now starting to ramp them back up through Zoom or Microsoft Teams. Kind of we're using the technology more and more with that. Obviously, we'd love to meet in person, but again, the safety of our team members and committees are the most important. So we're working our way through that. I've had a couple contract negotiations through video conference, and didn't go as terrible as I was expecting. So it's something I'm going to have to get used to, right? You'd like to sit across the table from a company and read their body language and everything like that. So it's just it's different, but again, we don't need our members going without a contract or a raise for a certain amount of time. So we make sure that those improvements are taken care of as soon as we can. So right now, my open contracts that I have personally are Bimbo. We're actually starting negotiations next week. Domestic linen still open, ramping those back up. That was one that's been on hold. Ferguson Enterprises, which is formerly HP Products, that's in progress. Metropolitan Baking was one that was on hold, but starting to ramp back up. Veritiv, it's actually starting beginning of October. So those are the ones we have going right now. And then arbitrations, I have two right now in the hopper, one for Smithfield, the other for Bimbo Bakeries. Other than that, it's every day, grievance resolutions, meetings with the members, meetings with the company, and business as usual. So I'll wrap this up, keep it as short as possible, but again, apologize we have to get together this way, but wanted to make sure we keep you guys informed. And obviously any questions, our phones are always open. My members can reach me pretty much 24/7, right? They all pretty much have my number. So last thing I do want to touch on is right now Chicago Cubs in first place in the National League Central. So baseball looks different, and I like it. I'm digging it. So thank you, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Hello everyone, Dave Hughes here, and before I give my business agent report and organizer report, I'd like to start off by saying that I know these are trying times that we all are dealing with, and I know that everyone's been impacted in one way or another, but I do hope that you, as well as your family members, are and remain safe and sound. I'll start off with my business agent report. Bay Logistics, I am currently in negotiations with Better Made Snack Foods. I have a proposal meeting scheduled with the drivers as we are due to enter into another contract negotiation. Ferndale Laboratories, I have also a proposal meeting scheduled for the end of this month. Aramark Wayne State is currently on an extension until October. Better Made, we had a few issues with contract language that has been resolved, as well as bathroom issues with the cleanliness and individuals wearing masks. I met with the company several times to discuss the mask situation, in which employees will not be disciplined for wearing a mask. This is something that the company is trying to get accomplished. So the union has been working along with the company to try to create some parameters around discipline when it comes to wearing a mask, as well as I've been on the company as far as cleanliness and sanitizing the facility on a normal basis. Prestige Stamping recently ratified their contract. We had a few grievances out there in regard to attendance, in which I was able to get 2 employees reinstated on a last chance agreement. Sherwood's Foods contract was ratified. Both of those contracts, those members got some substantial wage increases and maintained their health care with no cost, with no additional cost. Organizer report. I'm displeased to announce that we were unsuccessful with the PACE Southeast Michigan campaign. That entailed to have about 270 to 280 employees, in which they voted not to be represented by the Teamsters. Main reason is we lost a lot of steam due to the pandemic. I filed for that. I filed that petition back in February, the end of February. We had stepped to an election date of March 26th and 27th, in which the pandemic hit, and that was ultimately converted into a mail ballot, and we didn't get that accomplished until months after. So the company had a substantial amount of time to work on the employees and to use their tactics to deter the employees and voting yes for the union. But we do have more organizing leads that we're working on, one being Uncle Ray's Chips and another being Town Club Soda. As always, if you have a lead, feel free to reach out to myself or the local. It's always good to get a lead from one of our members, and if you're able to help out in any way, it is greatly appreciated. One more thing, I'm due out to Airmark to discuss a few problems that I'm having out there in regard to employees wearing masks and the company disciplining employees for not doing so. It's been a tough time dealing with the employer as in reference to grievance hearings. Trying to get used to the Zoom conferences, but nothing takes the place of an in-person meeting or a conversation. This is a way for us to reach our membership by video, but we do not plan on continuing to do so. Hopefully this is temporary. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hope that you and your families stay safe, and until we meet again, enjoy.
Good afternoon, everyone. And it's been a long time since we've been able to get together as a group in person. This pandemic has forced us to explore different ways to communicate with our members. Video meetings, communication has been important to the grievance process, panels. I know myself, I have 4 new video apps on my phone that I never thought I'd have to deal with. But that's the times that we're in. Everyone's been extremely busy, keeping people working. We've had to make some adjustments during this. People borrowing union members to different facilities that were more busy from facilities that we're less busy. So we've done everything that we can do to keep people busy, keep people working, and being able to provide for their families. So I've been busy myself. Actually, currently have 9 different arbitrations, 4 with Cisco, 3 are terminations. So we're trying to get those scheduled. Some of the arbitrators stopped scheduling the arbitrations because they didn't know where we were headed with this. So we're now scheduling those again, trying to get them speeded up so we can get a conclusion to them, get people back to work, get them back earning money and providing for their families. Cisco, like I said, I have 4. I have actually 5 arbitrations for Sigma. 3 deal with pay, different things that are clear cut in the contract as far as going over a certain number of miles, being paid X amount of dollars, and the company has refused to pay that. And actually the 3 arbitrations that I have involve 42 grievances, many of them multiple routes that were not paid correctly. So we are holding the company accountable to the contract. These are very big arbitrations to make the company understand that when they agree to something in the contract, they're going to have to pay it, and they're obligated to pay it to our members and not try and take money out of their pockets. So we're trying to move ahead with those. Also, U.S. Foods recently had ratified their contract, and immediately, the very first thing, Labor Day, we put a new Labor Day clause in there that they would try and stay at 25,000 cases, sending out that on Labor Day, so that many of our members could have Labor Day off. And they immediately, first holiday after ratification, they violated that and they shipped out 40,000 cases, forcing in workers on Labor Day, and we just will not stand for that. We have grievances in. We're going to fight the company on that, get resolution on that, and get the employees satisfactory resolution, and make sure that doesn't happen going forward in the future. Also, Cisco has a clause in their contract that says no one can be forced in on Labor Day. They also forced in employees on Labor Day, so we have grievances going in on that. We're fighting that. It's really upsetting when these companies, the Labor Day is the union's biggest holiday to celebrate what's been accomplished, what's been worked for, and what's been fought for by the union. And the fact that companies just decide that they're not going to allow people to celebrate Labor Day with their families and with other union members. So we're going to make sure that those issues are corrected. As far as contracts, I have negotiations coming up towards the end of the year with Brighton Hospital, with also Touchpoint, who is sanitation and cafeteria help at Brighton Hospital. And I also, the first part of the year next year, there will be, I'll have negotiations with Cisco, and then that will be followed up by negotiations with Caramagno Foods. So I'm excited to get into those and get those contracts, get good contracts for the members, and get those ratified and going forward with good raises, good contracts, good insurance. And so in closing, I just want everyone to make sure you're safe out there. Do what you have to do to keep yourself and your family safe, and hopefully we are able to meet again soon in person. I'm looking forward to the next meeting that we have face to face.
Hi everybody, my name's Todd Lentz. I'm president of Teamsters Local 337. This is interesting that we're doing this by video. Times have changed dramatically, as everybody knows, due to the pandemic. I think as of this morning there's 190,000 people that have perished in the United States, and never thought this would happen in any of our times. It's ironic that I have Larry Brennan, former president of Teamsters Local 337, behind me. I know that he would never have ever thought this would happen. We've lost a lot of people that we've known. We've lost people that were our members. We've had many of them get sick. We had a very dear friend of this local, Isaac Robinson, passed away from COVID. He was a longtime Teamster, an organizer, a political representative of the Teamsters, and he succumbed to COVID-19. So it has not been a good year for a lot of us, for almost all of us. It's trying times that we've had in our workplaces, at our homes, just going out to get something to eat or drink or shop. But this will get behind us at some point. We're Teamsters, we're Americans. We have strength and power, and we've persevered over many different tragedies, things that we need to get past, 9/11, world wars, Vietnam. We've had many things that we've got behind us, and we will get behind all of this at some point. We appreciate everybody that's been hanging tough with the Teamsters and the local. We've been out to the different companies fighting for people. A lot of the companies we've been able to get increased wages, bonuses, and so forth during the pandemic for people to come in. The companies appreciate it. Most of them, not all of them did. There were some bad actors out there that didn't want to comply with us and did not want to take care of their employees. And at some point, when it comes contract time, we won't forget that that's what they did to them, as they took in money and they didn't want to share it with the employees that were faithful, that came in, that did them a service when a lot of people were sitting home that weren't working. We have a lot of essential workers in our local. We have food, we have hospital, we have a litany of things. We have beer drivers, we have alcohol, wine warehouses. All those people stuck through all of this, and they worked a lot of hours. A lot got paid more money, but at the end of the day, at some point, it doesn't matter because you're burned out. But we appreciate what they did, and most of the employers I know appreciated what they did for them. Hopefully they remember that also at contract time. Our local right now is doing very well financially. We're in the black. Alex Young will give a Secretary Treasurer's report. We're well over $1 million, as we normally are. We've been aggressively organizing. We've been pulling lost timers out to help us work with the companies to sign up different people. We recently had Leroy Mickens out of RNDC help us. He did a fantastic job working with Frito-Lay, working with RNDC, working with AJM, a couple other companies also. So we appreciate that, what he's done for us. Personally, myself, I have 4 companies that I represent right now. Larry Stock of In Stock Marketing. They do a lot of promotional apparel for our members and different companies. He's still in business, been able to keep it going. He's struggling, so if you want to get a Teamster jacket, a Teamster shirt or something, he probably would appreciate the business if you were to call him. It's In Stock Marketing. RNDC has been going gangbusters this whole entire time through the pandemic. They've hired lots and lots of people. They had temps there for a while because of the issues that they had in the past from moving from Brownstown to Livonia, and it didn't go well. So they had temps in there, and they still have some, but they've hired a lot of the temps, which is a good thing. Now they're members with Teamsters Insurance. They have retirement. They get a great wage. They're going to be hiring more people, which is a good thing. Great Lakes Wine and Spirits, same thing. They have been gangbusters. The drivers and the warehouse, it's like a holiday season that never ends. It's taxing on them. They get burned out. They didn't expect to have all of this volume like the way that they have, with bars being closed or now with reduced amounts of people that can come into the bars. But their business is good, and we're glad, and our members are making money, which is a good thing, and the company's making money, which is a good thing. Country Fresh went out of business, bankruptcy. It was Dean Foods. They were purchased by Prairie Farms, and they have taken drivers. We renegotiated a contract nationally with them that will cover them for a few more years. They've recently moved from Livonia to Romulus. They're getting on their feet again. The employees, our union members, are getting acclimated with Prairie Farms, which runs a much leaner than what Dean's did. There's over 4,000 members with Prairie Farms, and hopefully this transition works out in the end. Right now it's still a bumpy road, and we're trying to get through it, and hopefully that will work itself out. So as always, we appreciate all of you out there being our members. We have a great local. We're one of the biggest locals in Michigan, if not the biggest local. We fight hard for our members. We have great business agents that work tirelessly for our members. Our union stewards are a backbone of our local. They get out there, they do the day-to-day fighting with employers for us and make sure that contracts are enforced. And we do sincerely appreciate them. Without them, we can't exist. And without the membership, to be honest, we don't exist. So we're proud to represent you, and we always have been. We have a long legacy in this local of representing our membership the way that we're supposed to. Hopefully that we can get together soon and have a regular general membership meeting where everybody can come down and talk and voice their opinions and have camaraderie with each other and be able to associate as union members as we have in the past. We also have elections coming up for the President of the United States and the Senate and so forth, and I just always want to keep something in the forefront, is that the people that you support are the people that should be supporting labor, because at the end of the day, if we don't have someone supporting labor to back us for the needs that we have, whether it be insurance, whether it be pay raises, whether it be workman's comp, unemployment, there's so many things that are predicated on what our politicians do for us. Sometimes we had to put aside the nuances of maybe gun control or this and that and the other thing, because if we don't have a paycheck, nothing really matters. So keep that in mind when you're going into the booth, or you're probably signing a ballot at home and sending it in. I always think that who's going to support me, who's going to support my family, who's going to do the right thing by my family in the long run, that I can make my car payment, make my house payment, my utilities, and be able to retire without it being taken from me. I hope everything is well with everybody, and hopefully we will see you very soon. Thank you very much.